Hello and welcome to another episode of the Saturday Morning Reads. Today we've got an interesting one. It's called Diary of a Wimpy Kid 25 Years Later. The author is Judge de Groggs.
Did he just speak Geonosian?
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
So, where are we taking this? What's gonna happen? Who knows? But Bacon, start us off.
The year 2032, Friday. Well, I haven't written in this thing in years. I was getting home from work today and I saw this thing lying under a stack of paperwork. Guess I used to like writing it when I was a kid, so I figured I would give it another try. Jesus, there's a lot of catching up to do. Where to start? Riley's gone. No, not dead or anything. He just moved away. Lived in Boston for 7 years now, I think. I don't even remember anymore. Damn, I haven't spoken to him at all since he left. I still don't really want to talk about it. Then why would you fucking write about it? I work a good job, I guess. Me and Bryce Anderson work at this office downtown. I mean, it's not like I enjoy it, but it pays bills. Am I happy? I'm not sure.
Roderick still lives in Plainville like me, but not Manny. He decided he was too good for us and went to New York, and the rest of the family's given him. Me and Roderick went out to see him if he's in town, but not mom or dad. Speaking of which, they're still living in the same house. Yeah, it's pretty old now, but they seem good there. Roderick's married now. He met this woman about 8 years ago, and they've got a kid. I don't know if I'm jealous or what, but Roderick seems to be the one who knows what he's doing.
Tuesday. Yeah, so Roderick's married me. I never really thought about settling down. It's not like I don't get around. I do, but I never actually had a serious relationship. Currently, I'm not seeing anyone. I guess I could say I'm busy with my job, or something. But I just be making excuses. Work keeps me occupied, but it hasn't been something I need to bring home. Plus, Bryce and I never really made it past being colleagues, so we don't do anything outside of the office. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello? Get to the fucking hospital now! It's Dad! The cancer's gotten worse! Shit.
Wednesday. I guess I have to come clean. Dad was diagnosed with lung cancer over a year ago. He started treatment almost as soon as he found out. A couple months back, the doctors told us that the cancer went into remission and we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Then during the checkup, they found another tumor, so I guess the doctors here are just bullshit. Mom hasn't really been taking it well, which I guess is totally fair. For now, their savings are just covering the medical bills, but that won't last forever.
Thursday, you're never gonna believe who just showed up at the hospital. That piece of shit, Manny. After almost a decade, is when he decides to see Dad. Damn it, Roderick must have told him. I wish he told me instead of just letting him walk in unannounced. He's in the hospital lobby with me and Roderick right now, and Mom's with Dad. Neither of them know Manny's here yet. Manny wants to go see them now, so I guess we have to let him in. Get the
Nagoda, could you reread that? You cut out.
What?
Nagoda. Oh no.
Get the fuck out of here right now!
Okay, fair enough. We'll go with that. So.
Okay. Thursday. It didn't take Manny long to leave after that. He tried to talk to us on the way out, but Roderick took care of that by punching him in the fucking face. I'm home right now trying to think of all this through. The first time in a long while. I'm genuinely scared, not just for Dad, but for myself. This is never what I thought my life would be like when I was a kid. Why couldn't I have that life? Is there something wrong with me? I need someone I could talk to about. I don't think Mom and Dad ever truly understood me, so not them. Roderick maybe, but I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, not gonna lie.
This perfect life kinda intimidate me. Sure as hell not Manny. There's only one person I can think of I want to talk to right now. Email, inbox, outbox, important, dear Rowley, comma.
Alright, Friday. Alright, before I say what happened next, there's something I've needed to get off my chest for a long time, so here it goes. 7 years earlier. Rowley and I were best friends. We had spent pretty much every day together since middle school. We went to college together and even moved into the same neighborhood afterward. I was applying for a job at Fun Brain Games, the company that made Twisted Wizard. Riley had actually managed to get Zooey Mama in the local paper. He got good pay, and from what I can remember, he was doing a really good job. I was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. But it only took one phone call for everything to change forever.
7 years earlier, so Rowley got a call from this comic syndicate in Boston. They had seen his work and they had wanted to offer him a position. Thing was, they only had room for one more cartoonist, so if Rowley wanted the job, he'd have to move to Boston within 2 weeks. Now, I wasn't in a particularly good mood already, because Fun Brain Games had just denied my application. So when Rowley gave me the news that he'd be moving to Boston in 2 weeks, I was devastated. The day before he moved, I told him to meet me on the roof of our old middle school. For old time's sakes, I had something I've been wanting to tell him that I needed to say before he's gone. I love you. Yeah, I love you too, man. Now, I'm serious. I don't know if I'm bi or what, but I love you. He left the next morning. We haven't talked since.
Thursday. It's been 1 week since I tried to get in contact with Rowley. He still hasn't responded. At this point, I've only got one option left. Now leaving Plainville. Welcome to Boston. Oh boy. Oh wait.
Go ahead, Nagoda.
Wait, where are we at?
Thursday.
Thursday there should be a load button that brings up more pages.
I just see a blank thing on there. Can someone read for me?
I'm not gay, Greg.
Because it's, the rest of the thing.
Yeah, that's
Is it really sad?
It literally just says, "I'm not gay, Greg." Sob.
Because the rest of it isn't loading on my end, so.
Alright.
Damn. Alright, Bacon, you go again.
Okay. Saturday. My father is dead. He's gone. I'll never see him again. I'll never be able to talk to him again. I'll never be able to tell him what I thought of him, what I really thought of him. This was the man who made me hide my sexuality for the last 3 decades. He's the reason I'm miserable.
And Kaiju
I remember when...
What did you do?
I remember when I was 16 and I tried to tell him the truth. He didn't take it well.
Wow, Kaiju is not only a racist, but a homophobe.
Gosh darn it.
Damn. He never talked to me about it again. I guess he figured I'd change my mind. I should have gotten this off my chest when I had the chance. Should have told him when I could. I don't think I'll go to the funeral. Roderick told me it will be on Monday. I haven't been in Plainsville. I've been living in my car in Boston for the past 2 days. I guess this means I'll have to write down what I thought of him instead of actually saying it, just like every other genuine emotion I ever had. Fuck you, Dad. Bad.
The funeral was 2 days ago. I didn't go. I ended up driving back to Plainville yesterday because there's really nothing left for me in Boston. I found a termination letter from the office, which I guess I should have expected when I wasn't at work for a week. I realized I needed to have some sort of closure with Dad, so I decided to visit his grave last night. I guess I wasn't the only one with that idea, though. Arrived at the cemetery, I detected the smell of gasoline. It suddenly made sense when I saw Manny standing at Dad's grave with a lit. And the image is of Manny lighting the grave on fire.
I'm going to be showing this in the video.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I figured might as well. Just be safe. I don't know what I wanted to do there last night, but it sure as hell wasn't that. I feel sick.
Thursday. I couldn't deal with this by myself anymore. I needed someone to help me. It was only a matter of time before I became Manny. And after what I saw, what he was capable of at the graveyard, I couldn't let that happen. I wasn't about to let this hate dominate my life anymore. I was scared of what Mom and Roderick would think of me after skipping the funeral, and I was pretty raw after what happened with Rolly, so it took a lot of nerve and even more alcohol to do what I do next. I'm not sure what I feel. What Bryce and I did this night isn't something I've ever done with another man. Like I said before, I've never been able to move on from Rolly, but I think I just did. I think I'm happy. It's been so long, I don't even remember what that feels like. I think Mike Stoclasso wrote that page.
I think he did, yeah. Friday. I guess you could say my day didn't start too well. And Bryce, about my job, is that what this was about? Jesus Christ, Greg, you can't do this to people. Get out. The worst part is he wasn't even wrong. I've done this my whole life. I've manipulated and lied into getting in my way. I guess I am no better than Manny or Dad. I figured I'd cut my losses and go home, but I guess I can't even do that, because all I found when I arrived was a locked door and an eviction notice. I should probably explain this a bit better. I never had much money saved to begin with, but when Dad got cancer, I ended up chipping in on his medical bills. My paycheck just barely covered the rent. As soon as I got fired, there wasn't enough cash left. I'm still not ready to see Mom or Roderick, so I guess I'll take my chances on the streets.
Friday. I'm not sure how to say this, but I spent the night at the Plainville Homeless Center. That's not even the craziest part. Fergley was there. I guess I had to let my guard down because I ended up talking to him and even telling him what I'd been going through. Yo, look, Greg, my dad wasn't around a lot. I don't know if you knew that, but when he was pretty bad. He hit me, he hit my mom. Eventually, sometime during elementary school, Mom told him to leave. Even though he was a total piece of shit, I still missed him. It wasn't easy without him. Mom barely had enough income to support me. You probably remember how I coped. Never quite acting normal, he took quite the mental toll, and I don't think I ever recovered. It's not like we could afford therapy. I know we weren't really friends, and I don't blame you for that. I've always had my mom, though. She's the best friend I've ever had. I don't want to tell you what to do, man, but I really think the best thing you could do is to see your mom. At the end of the day, family's family, man. Damn. Who'd have thought the best advice I've ever been given would have been from Fregley.
Saturday. Well, after what Fregley said, I decided it was time to see Mom. I wasn't sure how I felt when I knocked on the door of my childhood home. But the moment the door opened, I broke. Neither of us said a word. For what seemed like a lifetime, we stood there motionless. Then it all spilled out. All of our pain took the form of a million teardrops streaming down our faces. We talked for ages in the old room about Dad, Roderick, and Manny. We agreed to it would be best if I stayed there until I got my shit together. Once I thought Mom went to bed, I remembered something about the old house. Way back in middle school, I had my mean Ma's diamond wedding ring here just in case I ever needed to pawn it to get myself out of the god-awful situation. Like the true asshole I am, I thought now might be the best solution.
Greg, what have you done? Like a broken record, that's all she could say. At first in a hushed voice, repeating it at increasing volume, until finally one last time she fell to her knees and screamed, "Greg, what have you done?" I wasn't sure what to do. I couldn't say anything. I dropped the ring and ran, not where to go. After an hour of what I thought was aimless run, Roderick's front lawn. It took me one look through the window, seeing Roderick and his wife, kid, to realize I can't do this. I thought I could, but I can't. What would I even say to him? What could he even do? All I can do is screw everything up, and he doesn't need that in his life. What he does, done with all this, I'll just have to sleep in the alley.
Sunday. First of all, let me get something straight. This is no longer a journal. It's a suicide note. I'm not emotionally equipped to keep living like this. I've ruined every relationship I've ever had. I got nowhere to go. I'm truly stuck in this world with a bunch of morons who don't love me. That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Love. See, that's the thing. I got a lot of love to give, but I never gotten any back. Maybe when I was a kid, but even then, I don't think my parents ever really loved me. It looks like I've lost everything I have to live for. So I guess this is the end.
Shinji, get in the damn Ava.
Alright, Plainville Citizen, Volume 31, Number 41. Plainsville Only Weekly Newspaper. Thursday, October 7th, 2032. Plainville Man Takes His Life, Community Left in Shock. By Holly Hills, Plainville Citizen. Nobody expected such tragic news on the calm morning of October 2nd, but at approximately 3 p.m., longtime resident Gregory Heffley, 37, jumped off a 5-story building downtown in an attempt to end his own life. Paramedics rushed him to the nearest hospital where he was put on life support. He spent the next 4 days in comatose before waking up one final and uttering the name of Rowley in a trance-like state. Afterwards, he fell back into a coma and was pronounced dead within an hour. Greg was actually good friends with world-renowned cartoonist Raleigh Jefferson, who made a statement on his death. Greg was my good friend, probably my best friend, and I cannot describe how horrible this makes me feel. Greg and I had a very complex relationship that I don't think either of us properly understood, and my biggest regret was not exploring it more. Jefferson confirmed today's Zooey Mama will be a tribute to his friend. When Heffley's family was asked to interview on the subject, his brother Roderick commented, "I only wish he would have talked to me about it," while his mother, Susan, was too distraught for words. Zooey Mama. Knock knock, huh? Thermos. Excuse me? Thermos be some way to tickle your funny bone. Say what? Zooey Mama. In loving memory of Greg Heffley, co-creator of Zooey Mama.
Friday, well, it's not a long time since I've written this. I'm not sure where to start. 1 year ago, I tried to kill myself. I survived, barely. I spent the past year in the hospital and lost the use of my legs. The local paper got lazy and declared me dead the second I flattened. They weren't wrong. I guess the old Greg Heffley is dead. I never realized what life was until I lost it. It doesn't matter what people think of me. My life is my own, and I need to take charge of it. I've spent a long time in recovery, so I chose to take advantage of it. I started talking to therapists, trying to fix myself. They actually told me not to write in this anymore, but I needed one last entry. Today I leave the hospital. Today I start my new life. Never again going on my past. Today I forge a new path with Greg Heffley.
You know what? Good for him. Good for him.
Oh, that was... I understand it's called Saturday morning reads. I'm pretty sure morning now takes on the other definition of being sad, because that was depressing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really familiar with the Diary of the Wimpy Kid stories, but, man, yeah, that was kind of depressing.
Oh, yeah, that was rough. That was...
Yeah. As someone that's grown up reading those books, and I still have some of them, that was a... Oh.
Yeah, I actually kind of like, I was, and you know what, I like the presentation. I like the fact that it's still like done in the notebook format. Still, like, I think it I haven't read any of the books at all. I know of it, but I haven't really read any of it. It seems to capture the spirit pretty well and takes it to darker, mature themes about sexuality and, just trauma. And yeah, I think this is actually really good. This is
so progressive.
Yeah, so progressive. Yeah, this was a really interesting story. So, was not expecting that. So I guess we'll just go down the list for everyone else. Bacon, what'd you think of it?
I mean, it was pretty sad. Like, I remember only reading the... I found parts of this, like, a year back, and I only read the get the fuck out of here line, and Roderick punching Manny. I only read those 2 pages and I laughed, because I dark humor. But then, like, reading the whole story, and with context, it's like, oh, okay, this is depressing as hell. And it was well written for what it is. I like that it actually stuck with the book's art style. Mm-hmm. No page format, like you said. Yeah.
Alright, GVR, what'd you think of it?
I thought it was pretty good, actually. Very emotional, depressing story that was written well. I liked how it did keep with the theme of the book and turned it into something else. Mm-hmm. Very good. Surprisingly.
So,
those are my thoughts.
All right. And Alex, if you're there for some reason you're not, what'd you think of it?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty solid. Like Bacon and GVR said, it was well written, which was really surprising because the way Joe and Bacon were describing it to me, I expected something like a parody of this franchise. Like it was going to be really silly, and we were going to have our usual laughs. But I'm assuming this person's a fan of the Wimpy Kid stories and just wanted to do a different take on him.
For sure.
I thought the author did a great job.
For sure.
Making a serious story, which, again, like I said, I fully expected all of us to laugh at it. And the only thing we really did make fun of it is some of the voices we came up with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, Nagoda had to leave because his Discord was just not working well. So, unfortunately, we'll just have to kind of go on without him. But with that said, this has been this episode of the Saturday Morning Reads. Have fun coping with your emotional feelings, and take care.
Bye. Hello? Get to the fucking hospital now! It's Dad! The cancer's gotten worse! Shit.